Welcome to practice 9-4, where we're going to work a little bit on dividing with remainders. So as we talked about today in class, you know that we discussed, we'll take the first question here, number 1, with 27 divided by 4. We need to look at this number right here, the 27, and more importantly the first digit on the left side. In this case is a 2, and we need to ask ourselves, can we do 2 divided by 4 without getting a decimal? Or is 2 larger than our divisor 4? And in this case it is not. So we need to now go to the ones place, or the place directly next to the 2, which is a 7. So now we have 27 divided by 4, and we do know 27 is a larger number than 4. So we can figure out how many 4s are in this number 27 without going past 27. Now, with this in mind, we need to look at 4 and ask ourselves, multiples of 4, how can we get close to without going over 27? Well, in my head, this is what I'm thinking. I'm counting by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and now I have gone past 27. So with that in mind, since I am over 27, I need to go back to the one that's closest to 27 without going over. In this case, it's going to be 24. Now also, if you know your facts, you do know that 4 times 6 equals 24 when we're talking about multiples of 4. So now I'm going to say, alright, I can take 6 4s out of 27 without going over. And now that I know that 6 4s go into 27 without going over, which are 24, I write that number below my dividend of 27. I'm going to take this piece from my 27 and see what I'm left with. 27 minus 24, 7 minus 4 is going to be 3, 2 minus 2, 0. Now that I see my remainder down here, leftover piece is smaller than my divisor of 4, I am finished dividing, because if I was to take 4 from 3, it's too small. I can't take another whole 4. So up at the top I have 3 left over. Whenever my bottom number here is smaller, my leftover is smaller than my divisor of 4, I am finished taking pieces. So over here on 27 divided by 4, it's going to be 6 remainder 3. We will get into later on how to write our remainders as a fraction, but for right now we're just worried about how to write remainders. Now we're going to take a look at one more problem here, and it is down here, number 17, and it's talking about what is the remainder for the quotient 79 divided by 8. Now this is another one where I'm looking at my multiples of 8. I'm just thinking aloud now. If I was counting by 8, I could do that, but I know, because we've been working so much on multiples of 8, I know that 8 times 8 is 64, which would work, but I think I could get even closer to 79. 8 times 9 is 72, and then 8 times 10 is 80. 80 would be too high, too much. That would be past 79, so I don't want to use 80, but I can use 72. So I'm going to take my 9, because 9 times 8 is 72, and write that underneath my 79. 9 minus 2, 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. I am not going to be able to take another full 8 from 7. So I do have a leftover amount, and this is now smaller than my amount, my divisor over on this side. So I need to write R7, remainder 7. So the question I need to go back to, it says, what is the remainder? Doesn't say what is the quotient, but it says what is the remainder. I come over to my problem, circle 7, A would be correct.